with the power rankings. All right. These are not your average power rankings, y'all. It's not based off records. It's not based off other people's opinions. It's not based on what the media says. It's not based on who's the best player. This is what, in my opinion, I believe are the top 5 teams today in the NFL. All right, going into week 16. Number 5. We got to kick the last number 5 to the curb, and we got to put the Bengals at number 5. I wanted to put the Bengals higher because just like the 49ers, they're on a hot win streak. But I can't put them higher. I got to keep them where they at because they did beat the Chiefs. I get it. They beat the Chiefs. But outside of that, a lot of their opponents been kind of mediocre. The second best team they actually beat was probably the Titans, all right? But they've been playing well on both sides of the floor, both sides of the ball. We saw last week they were down 17-0 to the GOAT, quote-unquote GOAT, and then just went on a rampage, kept them at 17, and went to score over 30 points. So like I said, they are on a 6-game win streak, and the Bengals are at number 5. Tomo's second team, right? His sister team. And then we have number 4, the Buffalo Bills. All right, the Buffalo Bills, number 4. The number 4 last week, the number 4 this week. Then number 4, Josh Allen looked like himself against the Dolphins. He really did. Over 300 yards, 4 passing TDs. All right. He also threw it to 9 different receivers. This is a division rival coming into your house. Y'all went to their house, lost because a lot of cramps were happening. They come to your house. The weather was going bad. Y'all put it all, got not the upset, but got your revenge. And one of those receptions was to the best rapper in Buffalo, Cole Beasley. He's back to the Buffalo Bills. All right, so the Buffalo Bills are at number 4. Number 3, and still number 3, San Fran. San Fran is at number 3. They upped the Bengals. They are a 7-game win streak, even though most of those against the NFC West, which that they are champions now. They got an NFC West champions. Brock Purdy is throwing a lot of Brock parties, all right, and it's looking very pretty good, all right? So they play the Commanders this week, this Saturday. We'll see if they can keep this power ranking high or they'll move up. We're gonna find out next week, but right now, they're sitting at number 3. Number 2, another change, Kansas City Chiefs. I know people are like, why you put the Chiefs number 2? They just struggle with the Texans. Remember, y'all, when the Cowboys struggled against the Texans, I give them their props. I said at the end of the day, they won the game. The defense stopped them, and the offense scored. So that's an opposite game. Yeah, you got to think about the situation. Just like the Cowboys, it's a Texas rival. This is Patrick Mahomes' first game in Texas since being in the NFL. He is from Texas. This is a homecoming for him. Texas, hey, they got a little confident. Dallas of what they did. I know Tom always said, "You see what Philly did? They gave the Commanders a lot of confidence." Well, the Cowboys gave the Texas confidence against the Kansas City Chiefs. But one thing about Patrick Mahomes, he balled out in his homecoming. Completed 87% of his passes. Right, 336 yards, 2 TDs, no picks. They went to overtime. Crazy. Got to be worried about that defense, but they still pulled it off. Good teams win at the end of the day. All right, and bad teams lose. So Kansas City Chiefs number 2 and number 1. Hate for me to say it, man, but I can't. I mean, somebody has to prove them wrong, but it's the Eagles. It's the Eagles, man. You know, they went against Justin Fields and the Bears. Jalen Hurts threw 2 picks, but then he had 3 rushing touchdowns. I mean, what Mark say? Mark say he's a running back. I'm not gonna call him a running back. I'm just saying Mark be saying he's a running back. He did have 3 rushing touchdowns, but they won. At the end of the day, they're still only have 1 loss in the loss column, and that loss came from some team. Can't think of the name right now, but some important team. But the Philadelphia Eagles are the best team right now, number 1 in the power rankings. So, fellas, tell me what y'all think about these power rankings.
1, I do not sound like that. Okay, I don't sound. 2, that was his second game. His first game he played against Dallas was in Dallas. That was his first game back in Texas. That's when they had Tyreek Hill, and then if you all don't remember the actual game, this was when he threw the. Right? Nah, it was before then. I think Jason Garrett. This probably been like a couple years ago. Just look up this highlight. It was right before halftime. He threw the ball to Tyreek Hill. Dallas was in prevent, and they scored because Dallas was winning the game, and then they scored going to halftime, and Kansas City got the ball back and won. It was crazy. So that was his first game back. He showed off. But Dave, I'll let you join in on the rankings because right now I'm a little confused by some of these.
Okay.
We kind of sort of got the same teams on the rankings. It's not that much different.
You gonna shuffle it?
Shuffled it just a little bit. Of course, there's only one team that got shuffled. You already know. I don't even have to say it. So
49ers.
I still got us at number 2.
Whoa.
That's at number 2.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had us at number 2 last time. Did you know? Get that?
Why would you not put them 1?
Because the Eagles still won. I mean, the Eagles are what, 14-1? 13
You
and
said
1?
right now.
Yeah, I get you, but they won. They won. So I mean, until someone else beat them, they number one. But I actually have, it's actually two things that's different. I actually have the Bills at number 5 and the Bengals at number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more impressed with the Bengals because they are on a win streak. I understand that they haven't played the best teams, but I mean, just like I made a case for us, you beat the teams that are in front of you. That's what they've been doing. They've been beating teams that are in front of them. Dallas would have still been there, but they lost against the Jaguars. So I mean, I can't really do too much about that. And the Vikings just don't deserve it. They pretty much were getting blown out in the first half. I mean, the Colts meltdown. I mean, they just lucky that they had Matt Ryan as the quarterback. That's why the Vikings able to come back. Because I mean, Matt Ryan is known for giving up, 25-point leads. So
that is a fact. That is a fact. So
Matt Ryan's at 25 plus. Just know you can still come back and win the game.
Hey, if you in a live, like you said, if you're in a live bet, I agree because you can definitely get some money off of that.
You got a great chance to win that. And us, I mean, we're on a 7-game win streak. Kansas City, struggled a little bit against the Texans, but still won a game. So I'm not going to move them from where they are. They're not going to go down or go up. They still are number 3. And then, Eagles, number 1.
I guess yeah, I got to shake this one up then because you just said y'all went on a 7-game win streak, and you've been winning all season with your backup quarterback. Now you're winning again with your 3rd-string quarterback, and your defense is still holding to people. I'm gonna say under 25 now because I think they got 23. No, that was Tampa Bay that finally scored over 20. So you're right. You're still holding teams to under 20 points. So I'm going San Fran number 1, Philly number 2, Kansas City number 3, Cincinnati 4, and Bills at 5. Philly gets knocked down because, again, you're supposed to dominate the opponents that you're better than. And the only team that's been doing that for the last 7 weeks is San Francisco.
Okay.
I'll let the comments go crazy.
So look, why do y'all got the Bills under the Bengals?
Because the Bengals been winning.
So are the Bills.
Winning against who?
The Bills are on a 5-game win streak.
Who did they beat?
All right, number 1, the Browns. Okay, so had the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit Lions stopped their win streak, and they picked up another one after that loss. Mm-hmm. The Patriots, who were in the playoffs last year until somebody did something crazy. Mm-hmm. The New York Jets, Miami Dolphins. All right, every team they beat, except for the Browns, are in a playoff contention.
Name Cincinnati's.
Cincinnati played. I got you right here. Hold on. I got it. I got my research right here. Cincinnati played the Carolina Panthers. Okay. Pittsburgh Steelers. Tennessee Titans. I get it. 7-win team. They got the division crown right now. Kansas City Chiefs. But don't forget, Buffalo beat Kansas City. The Cleveland Browns and Tampa Bay. So basically, they beat up on the NFC South.
So,
all right.
I get it, but is it everyone in NFC South still in the playoff picture?
5-8. I get it. Okay.
The playoff picture.
I'm not trying to knock their win streak, but we can't knock the Bills' win streak because the Bills play more formidable opponents in their own division also.
But who look good doing it, though? The Bengals just look better winning, so that's why. I'm going to just go with that.
Yeah, that's true, but you also got to remember that Jamar Chase didn't play in all them games either.
That's another point.
They ain't got Von Miller. Von Miller been out since Detroit.
I get it. They've been depleted. Their defense has been depleted almost all year.
They thank you. Continue to make my point. Appreciate it.
But was it early in the season? Wasn't the offensive line terrible for Cincinnati? And they rebuilt the whole offensive line.
Well, they just I just think it's a chemistry thing. It was a new offensive line, and the Chiefs looked the same last year when they got their new offensive line. Looked the same last year early in the season. So,
they won several games without their number 1 receiver and their running back. So,
all right, what several games did they win without their receiver?
I think they beat. Who did they beat? Let me look. See, I like that. That was good. No, that was good.
Yeah, they beat everybody except for I think they didn't have him with Carolina, Pittsburgh, and I think he came back against.
He didn't play against the Browns.
Okay, well the Browns. Well, he did play the second time around.
The second time, but the first time
he came back against Kansas City, I think. He came back against Tennessee, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
It was Tennessee. It was probably Tennessee.
So he missed 2 or 3 games without Chase on a win streak.
Come on, man, it's Joe Burrow, man.
Josh Allen, but I think they're on the same level. But I know, I'm not a big Josh Allen fan, but I gotta reward them too. So they've been playing, and they got the best record in the AFC. Not to mention, I mean, we got to throw that in there too.
We said it yesterday on the show. I mean, the Bengals have a shot,
and they beat Kansas City. So I mean,
Kansas City I think they got the hardest schedule in the NFL.
And also, who owns Kansas City? Who owns them right now?
So yeah, the Bengals has been beating the Kansas City Chiefs. I give you that.
Yeah.
And beating them.
Mahomes can't beat them for some reason.
Because they're right. Average, Joe.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.